since 2 o'clock. Apparently, preterm labor. My contractions when I left the church were 4 to 5 minutes apart. When I got here, they hooked me up to the monitors, which are still hooked up right now. My contractions were 2 to 3 minutes apart, and they gave me a breathing shot to stop my contractions. Once the medicine wore off, I still had contractions, so they gave me half a dose, about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, of another breathing, and I was having contractions right through them. They're still, coming 2 to 3 minutes apart. And then not long after, they suggested I get a Stadol shot, which I was trying to prolong for as long as I could, and they ended up giving it to me anyway, and I've had contractions right through that. So they gave me, just a few minutes ago, the other half of the breathing shot through my IV, or in my arm, and now I'm just sitting here waiting to see what happens, because if I still have contractions, and I have been, the last thing they're going to do is they're going to try magnesium, so we'll have to see what goes on from there. Hopefully this will stop it, and I don't have to go to the magnesium, but yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'll update once I know more.
Alright, so we are here at the hospital. We come in for contractions 2 to 3 minutes apart. They stopped them once, but they are back, which is scary because she's only 34 weeks, so we don't need. Look now.
They're coming back through the medication. I'm on my second.
Yeah, they'll come back through the medicine on a second bag, and they're still coming back through. We don't need a 34-week baby. We need a healthy baby, but we can't stop her. Oh yeah, it's another contraction there. This is a hospital day right here. But baby's heartbeat is 151, 152. She's looking good. We'll be back with y'all on some more updates. Here we are. Next contraction. And that's all that one. And baby's heartbeat. And
I'm in my own room now. They've been treating me for preterm labor. I've started at 1 o'clock yesterday having contractions when we went to church. It was starting out 5 minutes apart. My husband calls the hospital here in Savannah and tells them what I'm doing. They suggested I come in because it sounds like I might be going into early labor. And I got here and they hooked me up to the monitors. After 30 minutes to an hour, they came back and said that my contractions were 2 to 3 minutes apart. Hold on. My thing's going off. They put me, from there they put me on breathing through my IV to stop my contractions and prevent any type of labor whatsoever if I was going into labor, because it technically is still early. 34 weeks today, and I still had contractions right through that, so they gave me later that night, last night they gave me another dose of the breathing, and I had Stadol shot for the pain, and then they done again, like before, my contractions bust right through them. So magnesium was a last resort because they said it was a strong medication, and it usually typically does prolong labor and stop the contractions in early labor. So they put me on the magnesium and gave me a steroid shot to progress the baby's lungs in case something should happen if we did have a preterm birth. My first dose of the steroid shot was at 9 last night, so that's the reason for me staying another night tonight, is because at 9 tonight I get my second dose of that. They're going to watch me to make sure I'm not going back into labor, and but they had upped the dose of the magnesium 4 times. I started out at 1, we went up to a 2, contractions were still coming, they went up to a 3. At the last resort, they didn't want to do it, but because my contractions weren't being phased, they upped it to a 4, and I was at a constant drip all night through an IV through a 4. It's the reason for my eyes looking the way they do. The way I look is just, it's part of pregnancy. Welcome to life. I'm sitting here in my room waiting on my husband to get back. He went to take care of the kids, get them situated because they have school tomorrow, and he'll be back up here in a little bit. So this is just a quick update of where I'm at. I'll show you my room here in a second. I also have my ice chips on hand, so we're good. Here's the room I'm in for tonight. Got my own room. Pretty much just chillaxing until they say otherwise. Whether it's going home or baby does come early. We don't know yet.